The December 2024 report from the Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic serves as a damning indictment of institutional malpractice, political expediency, and calculated betrayals of the public trust. Far from being an isolated health crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic now stands revealed as a catastrophe exacerbated by power-hungry bureaucrats, shadowy alliances, and reckless scientific endeavors. At the heart of the report lies the explosive conclusion that SARS-CoV-2, the virus responsible for COVID-19, originated from a lab accident at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, WIV. The report meticulously traces funding trails pointing to the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, and its complicity in funding gain-of-function research at the WIV. Even more damning, the institute collaborated with the Chinese military on projects shrouded in secrecy. Overwhelming evidence shows that the early pandemic narrative was manipulated by our own government. High-profile figures, including Dr. Anthony Fauci, orchestrated efforts to dismiss the lab leak theory as a conspiracy. Emails and internal communications reveal a calculated attempt to craft a narrative that deflected attention from potential culpability. Central to the labyrinth of deceit is EcoHealth Alliance. This organization not only funneled taxpayer dollars into dangerous research, but also flagrantly disregarded reporting obligations. The report outlines a series of infractions, including delayed submissions and deceptive practices to retain funding. Notably, EcoHealth's grant application to DARPA proposed creating a virus eerily similar to SARS-CoV-2, complete with a furin cleavage site designed to enhance human infectivity. The U.S. government's pandemic response, as outlined in the report, is a masterclass in waste and fraud. The Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, alone hemorrhaged at least $64 billion to fraudulent claims. Unemployment insurance programs fared no better, with over $191 billion lost to scams. Even more grotesque, transnational criminal organizations exploited pandemic relief funds, channeling taxpayer money into illegal enterprises. Federal agencies failed to coordinate efforts or validate basic applicant information, turning the relief programs into a free-for-all for fraudsters. The report details the devastating human toll of pandemic-era policies. Prolonged school closures, often influenced by non-scientific organizations like the American Federation of Teachers, inflicted irreparable harm on an entire generation. Academic performance plummeted, mental health crises surged, and physical health declined, particularly among children. Lockdowns, mask mandates, and vaccine policies are similarly eviscerated. The 6-foot social distancing rule, for instance, is exposed as lacking scientific support, while mask mandates cause more harm than good, especially for young children. The Biden administration's vaccine mandates not only lack scientific justification, but actively undermine military readiness and public trust. The Cuomo administration's handling of nursing home policies during the pandemic is singled out as a case study in malpractice and deception. The infamous March 25th directive, which forced nursing homes to accept COVID-19 patients, led to thousands of preventable deaths. Worse still, Cuomo's team actively covered up the true fatality numbers, manipulating data to shield the governor from criticism. The report concludes with a chilling acknowledgement of the deliberate nature of these failures. Bureaucrats prioritize self-preservation over transparency, and public health policies often serve political ends rather than scientific ones. From the CDC's reliance on flawed studies to the FDA's rushed vaccine approvals, the pandemic response was marred by calculated exploitation of public trust, reinforced by systematic arrogance, and capped by deliberate incompetence. As the dust settles, the report issues a clarion call for accountability. The failures it outlines are not mere mistakes. They are systematic betrayals of the public trust. The American people deserve answers and justice for the lives lost, the livelihoods destroyed, and the freedoms eroded, lives ended, others destroyed, and others decimated. You must share this with as many people as possible. It is absolutely imperative. Check the description for sources and source documents, including the Select Committee report.